Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's Matthew Martin. I'm the owner of Fade Fleet Mobile Barbershop, and it's time once again to do a deep dive recap of how we're doing on our 6-month journey to making $6,000 in monthly revenue. We just finished month number 4. We're in the middle of month number 5, and it's getting close, it's getting tight, and it's going to be a very interesting finish. So, you know, if you're keeping up now, just stay tuned because it's going to be a great finish, and I'm really excited for where things are going for us. It's been awesome. It's been just such a great experience for us so far, and couldn't be happier. All right, let's get right into it. So month number 4, let's recap the goals that we had put in place, and then I'll tell you how we actually did. So for events, we wanted to do 12 total events and make $2,000 from those events. And then we wanted to have 30 bookings, which feels like such an aggressive goal, but it's that time. We're in month number 4 out of 6. Like, these goals get bigger and bigger and bigger every month, and every time I'm always kind of taken aback just seeing the size of that number. You know, there was a point where our goal was 13, and here we are trying to get 3 times that almost. So those 30 bookings, the goal there would be $2,700 of income from that, which totals $4,700 of income for our goal for month number 4, which is, it might sound like a lot of money, and it shocks me every day that, you know, we're talking about thousands of dollars of revenue and income that we're trying to generate, but this is the path that we're on here. So, all right, let's look at how we did. For events, we wanted to do 12, we did 13. So we had that one bad month where I kind of dropped the ball, and since then I just refuse to let that happen to us again, and we actually overshot this by 1. And the main reason why is because we have partnered with the social club here in Austin, Texas, where every other Saturday we're going out to that social club and we're delivering services to the members for free. For them it's free, you know, we're getting paid by the club, but it's a perk for those members, so that's why we're able to do more than 12. So that's really cool. At those 13 events, we made $1,470. And this is kind of like the same story as last time where, you know, we want to make $2,000 off of 12. Here we are making just under $1,500 off of 13. And it all just comes down to the turnout at these events. You know, it's a little bit better. This month was better than last month, and the previous months. Actually, this is our best month yet. However, we're still just missing that goal because when we go out to these places, we just can't guarantee the turnout that we're going to get. However, you know, I'm good with this number. In the future, we're not going to really do very many events at all. You know, we're going to be primarily doing individual bookings. So this is more of kind of like a marketing strategy for our first 6 months while we launch this business. So it kind of is what it is. I don't like saying that because I don't want to just act like there's nothing we can do to improve those numbers, but you can see that they are a little bit better. We've been a little bit more persistent with notifying communities and notifying teams, and just kind of trying to be more on top of it and a little bit more persistent with getting those notifications out just to try to increase the turnout. So yeah, $1,470 coming from events, and then for bookings, we wanted to do 30. We did 30, which is kind of crazy that we hit our goal exactly. But what's even crazier is the last day of the month, I was like, man, it was the day before the last day, and our last day we had 2 spots open, and I was like, dude, you're telling me that we only need 2 more and we have 2 spots, and they weren't getting booked. And I was like, God, we're so close. It's right there. I can feel it. And I remember I went to bed, and right before bed, I'm just checking my phone, like, come on, please, 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 I want to hit this goal. Not that there's a big difference between 28 and 30, but it's more of just like it's a goal, right? You want to achieve the goal. And so I wake up in the morning, I go to work. The next time I check my phone a few hours later, both of those spots got booked, like a couple hours before the actual time slot. So I was on cloud 9. That was really cool. So yes, 30 total appointments booked. Really, really awesome for us. We made from that $3,100. So you'll notice these numbers, they look a little bit different. Like the goal was 30 at $2,700, and we got 30 at $3,100, and that's just, there's a range of prices that these services cost. You know, we have services like if you're just doing a beard trim, and then we have a haircut, and then we have a haircut and a beard trim, and they're all various prices, you know. And so when we set the goals, we just take like an average, but all this really tells us is that our average ticket price was higher than what we projected, which, hey, that's all good for here, all good for us. So these two combined gave us $4,570 worth of income, which we're kind of trending like $100 to $200 below our target every month. And that's not really a problem, because the main thing for us is the scale at which we're growing. We want to grow, you know, linearly and not have this like volatile trend going on. And if we're just right under our goal every month, it's showing the right pace, you know what I mean? And so being here at $4,570 in month number 4, when our target was $4,700, it's really good. I'm really happy about this. So it was very exciting to review these numbers. I knew we had a strong month, but I hadn't really looked at any of the numbers. I like to just stay in the zone and then afterwards kind of compile the data. So this was really great. I'm really proud of the team and of the business and of myself. You know, everybody's just trying really hard. Everybody's showing up and everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like we've got it down right now. It's just about growth from here. Meeting more people, securing more clients, getting return clients, things like that. That's where we're focused. Okay, month number 4 recap, got it. Now let's talk about what we want to do in month number 5 to pace us even closer to that $6,000 in monthly revenue goal. So right off the bat, month number 5, for events, this is gonna sound a little crazy. We want to do 8. You're used to hearing 10, 11, 12. We're dropping this down to 8, and I'm gonna tell you why in just a second. At those 8 events, we wanna do 24 total cuts, which is gonna give us $1,200 in revenue. And you're probably thinking to yourself, this is the first time that our goal has really dropped here. Like, we're usually trying to get, you know, above $1,500, between $1,500 and $2,000 in revenue from events. Now we're dropping down to $1,200. And then, you know, before I even get into bookings, let's dissect that a little bit. So 8 events in a month is 2 per week. We used to be doing, out of our 5-day week, we were doing 3 events and then 2 for bookings. Well, we're flipping that now in response to how things have been going for events. We don't want to totally abandon doing them because it's such a big part of our marketing strategy, and we're going to continue doing the events through the end of the 6-month, period. But what I want to do, and this feels really aggressive and makes me really nervous, but what I want to do is test the strength of these positive trends we're seeing in the bookings. So month to month, as our booking goals get more and more aggressive, we're hitting them. And, I'm wondering is, are these events possibly, are they tying our hands? Are we holding ourselves back by not having more days available for bookings? So after having a few conversations with myself, with the team, I said, hey, let's find out. Let's find out. Like, we don't have to sit here and wonder what happens if we have more days available for bookings. We can just do it and find out. So we pulled the trigger, and that's what we're doing. So now, we used to do Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays were events. Now we're just doing Wednesday and Thursday, which means Tuesday, a day right in the middle of the week, Friday and Saturday are our days available for bookings. So we're gonna learn what happens when we open up another day for bookings, but not just any day, like a weekday, which is always something I wanted to know. Like, are we gonna be able to sustain the booking volume we see on the weekends on weekdays? We have to, like, for this business to work out long-term, we need to be fully booked, or, mostly booked all 5 days of the week. So this is a really good opportunity for us to figure out if that's going to be possible for us. So long story short, we're slightly cutting back on how many events we're doing. And conversely, that means that our booking goal is getting even more aggressive than what we've been doing. And so the number I'm about to say right now is gonna sound absolutely crazy. But for bookings, in month number 5, we are aiming for 46 bookings. I know, right? It sounds like so much. I keep having to remind myself, like, hey, this is with 1 additional day available per week. That's 4 additional days per month available for bookings. When you do the math, it's like, okay, I see how it's possible, but dang, that's a scary number. But really, really exciting. So that would get us $4,200 just from bookings. Add these two together, and we're trying to hit a goal for month number 5 of $5,400 of total income. Now, this is danger close to our $6,000 monthly goal, and it makes me pretty freaking nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, I've been waiting to get to this point for months. I mean, forget that, for years. I've been waiting to get to this point where we're chasing revenue goals. So it's been really cool to think about where you're at here and where you used to be, and just kind of how much can change in a short period of time. All right, so to recap, month number 4, we are only $130 short of our goal. And that's with, another kind of not so great turnout for the events. So all in all, I think we're doing really well. Our pace is really good. Our month-to-month growth has been really good. And I'm really hoping we can keep that rolling into month number 5. I think one really important thing for us to focus on is going to be the fact that we're removing 1 day from events and letting that be open for bookings. I think that's going to be a big deal for us. It's either going to work out really well and show really positive signs for months going forward, and ultimately where the business might be in like a year from now. And then also with the events that we do have, we have to start trying to capitalize on them. We're only going to do 8, or at least we're shooting for 8. That allows us to put more resources and more bandwidth and manpower to making sure those are as successful as possible. So going forward, our work's cut out for us. We know what we need to do in month number 5. And again, I'm just so grateful that we're even here. I'm almost done with this 6-month journey. Where we go from there, you'll have to just wait and find out. But for now, this has been an awesome ride, and I'm so grateful for everybody who's helped us get there. I have a lot of friends and family, and all of our clients, everybody who supports us. Like, I can't thank you enough. I really, truly would not be here. Fade Fleet would not be here if it weren't for y'all, and I seriously mean that, and I just can't express my gratitude enough. Thanks for sticking with me, thanks for trusting us and trying us out, for all of our clients. And if you got friends out there, you gotta let them know, we're legit. And if you know anybody who would understand and appreciate the value and the convenience that we bring to the barbershop experience, tell them to check us out. Hit us up on social media, check out our website, book an appointment with us, and let's get them in the shop and so they can see what we're all about. All right, so that's all I got for now. We'll see you in 30 days with our month number 5 review.